about to break this potato, but in the midst of going into this scrumptious thing right here, I need to get into you, baby. And I want to ask you, what made you become the woman that you are today? The beautiful, successful, I would say entrepreneur, public speaker, godly woman that you have become. Because I know you said you was a kid, baby. You have transitioned.
Okay, so I was in a mental abusive relationship with my son's father, and I always say, people always say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, which is bullshit. I feel like, no, for real, I feel like somebody could punch you and you could forget about it, but words stick forever. And you keep like replaying those words, and then you begin to believe it, and then you feel like, okay, all right, where do I go from here? So,
big turn up, motherfucker.
So, I start listening to inspirational speakers every day, and then I'm like, I could do this. And then I also was on the journey of just, I always like knew God, but I had a real encounter with Him. And when I went to, so I always been in church. I grew up in church and everything. Okay. And then I went to Sarah Jake's conference, Woman Evolve, in 2000. Was that 2019?
2019?
Yeah.
So it's been like a 6-year journey? What is it, 6-year journey?
But before then, I was still like getting into God. I could feel that spirit, and I was like connected. But the first time I ever felt Him in home, it was just like, it was a still small voice talking to me. It was my voice. It wasn't like no, like a deep. No, but it was just like a still small voice. It was my voice, but it was not no thoughts that I was thinking. And then I felt like a chill type of spirit come over me, and I knew it was like God speaking to me. And then, so that's how I got on this journey that I'm on now. Okay. And then I also felt like what made me is the mistakes that I made in my past. What I mean by that, in like my earlier years, you know, growing up, I felt like I was very pretty, and my face got me in the room. Yes. So I was just like, I just used my looks to get what I want. Absolutely. And so it was like that. Doing that was like, okay, whatever, I can have whatever I want. Ooh. That's just being a pretty girl. But then I learned early on that just being pretty was not enough. It's not enough. So
why you say that?
Just being pretty is not enough. Because eventually you get tired. Like, you get tired of messing with this guy, that guy, the next.
Your past doesn't define your future.
Clear this up about, so I don't feel like you was a whore. What's up with this? Like, you had to sleep, you slept with so many people. I think we all go through something. You do what you had to do. So clear that up for the people.
I don't feel like I was a whore. I definitely feel like I had my hoe tendencies, and I had my hoe run. Yeah. Like most women do. Not all women get the experience. People want to be like a
when I say, do you mind fucking, did you mind previous to the date? Did you mind fucking somebody else's man?
Back then, I mean, if you was paying, like.
And if I ever took your nigga, it was for my bitch, or for a hating asshole who was on my dick.
And that's the transparent shit that I like.
So did you have a price?
No, I didn't. It was just like you had. It was like I never. Okay, so
because there's a difference.
There is. So I never would like fuck a nigga and just like fuck him once. It was like they were fucking with me, and they would be paying for me to do shit. And back then I was young as hell, so like get my hair, like you know, like dumb shit. Send me on a trip, get my hair done, do shit like that. Like so it was just like, but it was fun.
And at that moment,
but what's the difference from a bitch having sex with a man that don't got nothing? I don't understand why.
Me neither. I don't understand why people get mad.
And at that moment, did you think that was enough?
No. So I always ask people this question: is like, what do you feel is something that you learned a little too late? And for me, was the value of myself. Like laying down, like when you get older, you really learn the value of yourself, your time, and your energy. And just being open to any spirit, it leads you to fight other people's battles. Then you got soul ties. Then you try to release yourself of people's energy, which can take so much energy out of yourself because it's like you're buried under all that stuff.
recently had a child, baby. I think you snapped back great. Let me get a spin for the people one time. And I'm talking for it. Come on, body, yada, yada. You had a beautiful little girl. Where do you think you stand with the father of your child right now? Is everything okay? Is you in a good space?
We're in a good space.
Okay.
And I just want to clear this up. Like, when I got pregnant with my daughter, we were broken up.
Okay.
Like,
you on this, cause you, okay,
Yeah.
so you have two different baby fathers.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, my son has his dad, my daughter have her dad.
Okay.
Me and my daughter's dad was already broken up when I decided to go on with my pregnancy. So it wasn't like he was just running around town on me or nothing like that.
Okay.
But we are in a good space, and that's all I'm going to say in regards to that situation.
How you mean? Can we
Okay. I met him in DC.
Bitch, I love you.
And then we met in DC, and he was cool. Like, he was cool.
It was cute. It was a man.
I just like introduced myself, and then we was in Houston at the same time, and I met him in Houston. And then when we came back from Houston, I'm like, I ain't letting up off him. Like,
He ain't belong to nobody else. This ain't what you call. Bitch, she ain't steal this one.
No.
Probably the other motherfucker, but she ain't steal this one.
So, and then it was just like,
It was game on. Okay.
well,
I think
it's not
Yeah.
immediately, but
He had to. He worked for it.
yeah.
Well, I'm glad
No, we both
work towards each other.
Yeah.
And that's how I believe.
So
That's,
do you think there's some room for y'all in the future?
I don't know. Only God knows what the future
I know
holds.
that.
But right now, my focus is me, my beautiful daughter, and my son. That's it. Like, I'm just getting to, like, you know, being the best version of me for them. Getting older and really, like, one thing I always ask people is, like, what's something you feel like you learned too late? And for me, is like the value of myself, like your energy, who you are.
That's what I love
Getting
about you.
connected to souls that, like, literally when I was in like my 2 years of celibacy, I had to pray that off of me.
Yeah.
Like, I need all of this off of me. I started apologizing to guys that I was dealing with, like reaching out to them, like,
That's
I'm
big.
sorry, like, I know I played a role in this situation, but this is the way I view
Because everybody's hurt. Everybody's hurt. So we're hurting each other.
And then I learned, like, you know, hurt people, but heal people can heal people.
That's
Right.
So it's like, as you begin to heal, it's like, oh, I gotta dig deeper. And then it's just like, some stuff, you just be like, oh, that's not normal. And that's why I hate when people be like, oh, this is just who I am, because you have the ability to reprogram.
Oh,
yourself.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
And then it's like,
Yeah.
once I start seeing that, like, once I start getting in close relationship, my biggest thing is like, church, I'm telling you to get a relationship with God for yourself, so you can know him for yourself, and you can experience him for yourself.
Any questions for me?
Yeah.
You know.
Each, come on, let's go. You can start off.
My first question would be, when did you realize, like, I'm different? Well, I don't want to say different. When did you realize you was gay? Because now I feel like you've been new. You just was afraid.
I'll tell you this. All right, so when I was younger, I was molested. I didn't know I was molested. I just thought it was the thing to do.
All right.
So I was giving fellatio to a cousin of mine at 5 or 6. So what he would do was he would pull his dick out, and that was my cue. I would go suck it.
Right.
I did that for about like 7 years, so I was like 14. So I have an attraction. I had a natural attraction.
Yeah.
At that time, I fell in love with this motherfucker. But now we're getting to this age where we're reaching new things. Women are coming around, so I'm seeing him messing with women. I felt myself getting jealous. And so I had to force myself to get up and do that, or I'm gonna get clocked, and it's going to be. I was always smart. Now I would be like, oh, they're going to notice that you're not doing these things. So I wouldn't say I had to force myself to do it. The women, it just naturally came. So I already had that in me.
You're nasty.
Very nasty. So let me say, okay, that's how I started having a sexual attraction for men. I went to jail when I was 18 years old. No, I went to Atlanta, went down to go see Kiana. This man was riding down the street, picked me up off the street. That's the first time somebody put their dick in my butt.
In Atlanta? It would be in Atlanta.
It would be in Atlanta.
A random person.
And I'm so mad because he was a queen. See, us gay people, we got this thing about
So
dealing
what
with
is a
feminine
queen?
guys. A queen is just like a
Like a sis.
ah!
Yeah.
Yes, it's a stigma. No, it wasn't. He pulled up on me like a nigga. That nigga said, yo, check it out. I'm like, oh, stomach started bubbling, bitch. I might have farted, I don't know. I got in the car with him. I said, you know what I am? He said, yeah. So he did it to me, whatever. After that, I went back to Pittsburgh, came back home. I had an indictment. Police pulled up on me, took me to jail. In my mind, right then and there, y'all, I swear, I said,
This is the perfect time to be gay.
I'm about to be gay. This is how this time is gonna go. I did 7.5 years. That whole 7.5 years, I got turned out.
Did you have a boyfriend?
Had a
Can we
boyfriend.
talk about prison?
I had a boyfriend. That was his first. That's a trans fan. And I got it right here too.
Oh my God.
But we can talk about prison stories. But y'all,
How did
I
you
got
get
turned
rat?
out in jail. Girl came up with a whole. Bitch, what you want to do? What you want to do? So I got turned out in jail. They say you can get turned out, but nobody forced me to do nothing.
Yeah.
First of all, I wanted it, but I got turned out. Bitch, I was fucking for soups, chips, and crackers. Bitch, I was a whore.
Was you scared to come home?
Very. I was scared to come home.
Cause you went in as D Block.
I was
Yeah,
scared
you
to
did.
come
What
home.
did you come out as? Like, what was your name?
But I knew, it's so crazy because even being so young and
Yeah.
I always said
I knew gay was
Yeah.
gay. Like,
Yeah.
I
I didn't know it was a name.
But I didn't know it was a thing.
I didn't know it was a name.
But I
just
knew
it
you
was
were
different.
We
like.
would get in arguments and I'd be like, you gay as fuck.
Because that would be like.
And you went like you would hang with your friends, but it was like you were miserable. You enjoyed more time hanging with us.
And I would call y'all pretty. Like I love my brothers. Like I love them down. But I would sneak off, and they know I would sneak off.
And you would build our confidence. You know, you
Yes.
built our confidence.
Yes,
You
yes,
was like,
I
I'm putting y'all on that way, y'all is all that.
And
Like,
that was my personality, and I feel so good with being like that now. I wish a lot of men. I'm dealing with a down low man right now. When he's with me, he
Can we
just
know his name?
He's Elmo. Just know that.
He's
He-
an
allegation.
He played allegedly. He played an Elmo character, but yeah, allegedly. But that's it. But I can see the comfort in this when he's around me, and it hurts to see that. I'm like, I'm so glad I ain't got to deal with that, y'all.
Yeah.
But the guy that did it to me in jail and put me out there, he was mad because I started liking a nigga from Philly. I was in the closet. He gave my letters to the Pittsburgh car. I had niggas up there, men up there. He gave my letters to them. The Pittsburgh car got mad at me. They wanted to kill me. They made me go to the hole. It was a lot.
I was going to say, were you
Kill me.
happy that your mom was, so you know a lot of like, is it?
Once my mom found out.
Wait, is it like the LGBTQ plus?
LGBTQ plus. I hate LGBT, all these motherfucking
But
letters.
were you happy your mom was acceptance? Because a lot of people's moms don't.
That you are so pretty.
Thank you.
You are so easy on the ass. Once my mom knew y'all, I said, let's go.
Yeah.
And she found out probably about 7 months prior to I was coming home.
I feel like too, she was trying to warn everybody of it.
She was trying to let them know.
She was trying to brace herself for when people come out, because she never blatantly came out and told the family. Like, people did not know. So, and I used to hear it, and I'd be like, yeah, right, fucking right. Like, but I knew, I always used to call them gay. We would get in fights, and I'd be like, I'll be Chad.
That's
So,
one thing this bitch would do.
Yeah, 'cause she's a fighter.
Always.
Her and her sister.
I would fight all
They
the
would be
fuckers.
rumbling.
And that's why I got into all my fights. 'Cause of this
Brittany London
bitch.
was
I caught my first case because of this bitch. I was 13 years old. We was in high school. She got into something with some bitch, and I ran up on her, and I just started hitting the bitch. And they sent me to juvenile court. It was you was a baby. Juvenile court was in Oakland.
No, I was in juvenile court.
It was in
And
Oakland.
Schumann.
Yeah, it was in Oakland.
I was happy as
Yeah,
fuck.
you ain't that much younger than me.
No.
I'm just so damn.
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm 33.
You 30? Okay, that's 5 years.
Yeah.
But y'all was mature as fuck.
Yeah.
Y'all was coming to my house parties, bitch.
See, I was already
I had to lock this bitch in a room
Yeah,
because they were trying. Or no, was that your sister?
That was my
She got a sister so pretty, look just like her. They come in doubles.
She got super drunk.
Yeah, and she got super drunk. I had to lock her in a room, bitch. I said, that's my little cousin, you ain't gonna touch her. But I used to be protective over them and over this one too. I fought for this bitch and all types of shit. But,
fought for me.
yeah, bitch, I ain't say you ain't, bitch, I ain't say you didn't fight for me.
Like,
But anyways, that was it, y'all. So I'm openly bisexual. I got 4 kids. I like pussy. I like it all. I'm a Scorpio.
he's a trisexual.
I'm a
He's a try
trisexual.
if it's good, he likes it.
So
Try anything once.
let's review the
Is
food.
we gonna rate this?
We're gonna rate the food.
Yeah.
How did you
Well,
think?
I would give you a 10 out of 10.
Oh,
I feel like the potatoes were cooked too precise.
yes.
There was enough cheese on it. It was like moist. It was hitting like all of the taste buds. And I'm usually like a sweet, savory type of girl. But it wasn't sweet. It was really good.
That was seasoned.
It was
That's why I
seasoned
seasoned.
well,
I almost
too.
forgot to season it until you told me to season the potatoes.
Yeah, she poured all that seasoning on her. And it came through.
It sure did.
And it infested
Well,
all
come
the
on.
potatoes.
She left 2 potatoes, so I don't know what her was gonna be.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'll never finish all my food.
Swallow it,
That's how they say you stay small. You're supposed to leave something in the food.
You know they say when you go to like fast food restaurants, you're supposed to get like a kid's meal. Y'all know that? That's supposed to be her meal. All right, girl, just rate the goddamn
Okay,
food.
so they
Shit.
was cool. I typically don't make none like that, but they did taste good.
Okay.
Like I think the
Was the
combination
potato
of the
soft?
cheese and everything, the potato was cooked perfectly.
Okay.
I like but you let it get
Crusty.
crusty on the outside.
That's why I told y'all we ain't taking it out yet.